I used to hate women. I used to be one of those, like, full-blown incels who were misogynistic and all that stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, even to this day, I still sometimes kind of hate women, I still sometimes kind of hate the world, and I hate humanity, and I still have some, like, incel tendencies. But nowadays I have ways to cope with it so I don't actually end up like the incels that became basically mass shooters and all that. So I think it is important to establish why I hated women in the first place, and why I still kind of struggle with hating women sometimes. And it's basically two reasons. The first reason is because I felt like women did not like me for who I am. I felt like women only, like, people say this like brain dead advice that goes something like, just be yourself, there's someone out there that will appreciate you for who you are. But from what I have noticed, like back in high school and even 1 or 2 years ago, every single girl that I was interested in was not interested in me back. And they did not even want to be friends with me, it looked like, and I had no female friends at that time. And I did not understand what was wrong with me because I loved myself. And so I did not understand why women did not love me when I loved myself. And then eventually I started hearing that I need to smile more, I need to tease the women when I talk to them and that stuff. And I felt like I couldn't do that because that was not who I am. I felt like as soon as I would start doing that, I would start putting on a mask. And I did not want to put on a mask. I wanted to be loved for who I am. I wanted to be loved for being the stoic man who never smiles, and like the stoic man that does not tease, that is just straight on point and is serious. But apparently women did not like that. Only when I then was like, screw it, I'm gonna do some changes to my amazing character. And I started smiling, I started teasing and that stuff. Only then did I notice that women started appreciating me a little bit more. And so I felt like women only appreciated me when I was not being genuine. Like when I was being my genuine self, women did not like me. And so the first reason why I hated women was because women did not like a character that I loved in me. They did not like a persona that I have been all those years that I loved being. And they only started liking me once I broke this persona, once I broke this character. But the second reason why I hated women is because I felt like women were dishonest. What I mean by that is that, for example, like, I felt like women, like, the things that they were saying was not matching, like, their actions or the things they were doing. I think everyone is kind of familiar with that usually women don't mean what they say. There is even this, like, advice in the manosphere that says, don't ask the fish how to get caught, ask the fisherman. Basically what it means is, don't listen to women for dating advice, because women don't know what they want. And usually, like, I have been in a situation where women said that they, for example, want to date a guy who is nice. And then I was like, I am nice. And they were like, no, not you. And I'm like, why not me? And they were like, I don't know. And then I was like, is it because of my looks? And they were like, no, your looks are not bad at all. You look good. And so I was like, okay, if I am good looking, then why do you not want to date me? Is it my personality then that is the issue? And they were like, no, it's not your personality. And I was like, then what is it? And they were like, I don't know, I just don't feel that way. And to me, that did not make sense. Because in my mind, like in my case, whenever I am not interested in a girl, I always know why. I always know why I am not interested in a girl. Like, I know that it's for example maybe because she has curly hair and that is not my type, or because she wears glasses and that is not my type. Like, there is always a reason why I am not interested in a girl if I am not interested in her. Maybe I'm not gonna say it out loud to the girl to not hurt her feelings. Or I don't know, I've never ever been in a situation where I had to explain to a girl why I was not interested in her. But there was always a reason. And if I would not reveal the reason to a girl, it would only be because I don't want to hurt her feelings. It would never be because I just don't know. I always know why I am not interested in a girl. And the same way, because of this, I thought that the girls that were not attracted or interested in me, that there was a reason that they knew deep down why. That they knew deep down what was the problem with me. But they did not want to say it out loud to not hurt my feelings or something. And so then I started this YouTube channel, and I thought I still loved myself, okay? I still thought that I was this attractive guy and I was confused why girls did not want to date me. And that's when I received a lot of criticism on this channel telling me that I looked at least below average and that I had a skinny neck and all that. And I was like, no, that's just your opinion. Girls don't think I look below average. Girls don't think that I have a skinny neck. Because if they thought all that, they would have told me that. But they did not tell me that. So they do not think that. And likewise, I received a lot of criticisms that I sound autistic. For the record, I am autistic, but not only that I am autistic, but also that I sound autistic when I speak. And I was like, it's just haters! People who think that I sound autistic, it's just haters who never get pussy! Pretty girls, the women, they don't think I sound autistic, because if they thought that I sound autistic, they would have told me that I sound autistic, but they never told me that. So they don't think that I sound autistic as a result, because they did not tell me that. But deep down, I was like, wait a second, do all those women out there, do they actually think that I look below average? Do they actually think that I have a skinny neck? Do they actually think that I sound autistic and all that? If so, why haven't they told me that? Why the hell were they not just brutally honest with me and told me, yo, you look ugly, you have a small neck, you sound weird or anything like that? Why didn't they just tell me that? And I get it, it's because they don't want to hurt my feelings. But I was like, I prefer people who hurt my feelings rather than people who waste my time. And I felt like women were wasting my time. Because when women were giving me attention and being nice to me, I thought that they liked me. Because I have autism, and when you have autism, you usually confuse people being nice to you with people liking you. And so I thought that women liked me, and I felt so good about myself when I was liked by women, or at least I thought I was. And then I found out that all those women were possibly only being nice to me. Deep down, they probably thought I was ugly and I sounded autistic, but they never told me that because they did not want to hurt my feelings. And so this whole time, they just pretended to be nice, and therefore they wasted my time and made me think that they like me when in reality they do not. And so the two reasons why I hated women was because they did not appreciate me for who I was, and also they seemed so dishonest and they seemed to waste my time. But if you think about all this from a logical perspective, then first of all, like, why would women like someone that never smiles, that is serious all the time and likes to be masculine? I mean, I liked being this person who never smiles and is always masculine, but the reason why I liked this persona was because I watched a lot of cartoons and TV shows, and I grew up basically with those stone-faced anime characters, and I wanted to be like an anime character myself. But women, at least like the conventionally beautiful girls, 99% of them don't watch cartoons, and they don't watch anime, and then they don't watch TV, so they wouldn't have the same reasons as I had to love this kind of archetype, this kind of persona. But more importantly, about the second thing, which is basically the thing about being honest and not wasting my time. Because I kept always thinking, oh, I am not XYZ, because if I was XYZ, girls would have told me that I am XYZ, but girls never told me that, so I am not XYZ. It's just you who thinks I am XYZ, but women, they don't think I'm XYZ. But if we think about it from a logical perspective, like if I was a girl, if you were a girl, would you just tell someone, hey, you are XYZ, even if the XYZ was like really offensive? Would you literally tell someone, you're ugly, bro, or like, yeah, you are like dark skinned or something, and I am racist, so I don't want to date you? Like, would you do that, or would you just have a filter to not ruin their feelings and at least make them feel good at the moment? And so, from a logical perspective, like, yes, it is not good from women to not be honest with me, but it is at least understandable, because we as human beings, we oftentimes want to take the easy way out, not always the good way out. And so if we are brutally honest and we basically risk hurting someone's feelings, we just don't want to deal with that bullshit that comes later. And so we just want to say, you are good enough, I'm just not interested in you. So that you don't have to deal with that, if that makes sense. And so from a logical perspective, it makes sense why women are this way. And I am aware of this logic. And yet, for some reason, like, every time I get a criticism that even says like, oh, you have a scary vibe, my brain literally thinks, oh, I don't have a scary vibe, because pretty girls, they would have told me that I have a scary vibe if I truly had a scary vibe. It's just you who think I have a scary vibe. The only people who think I have a scary vibe are incels who never get pussy. Oh, people think I have a small neck. It's just incels who never get pussy who think that. Pretty girls, they don't think that because they would have told me that. It logically doesn't make sense. Like, it is understandable that women don't want to hurt my feelings. And yet this stupid brain keeps thinking, oh, I'm not this. Women would have told me that. And then my brain, this stupid brain, once it makes some realizations, the stupid brain starts resorting to fucking hating women and be like, holy crap, those women, they think I have a scary vibe, they think I have a small neck, they think all of this, but they don't tell me any of this because they just waste my time, and this is why I hate women. Plus, women only appreciate me once I change who I am and I am not being myself. When I'm being myself, women don't like me. But myself is so amazing. Women are horrible because they cannot understand how amazing I am. And so I have come to the conclusion that the real culprits are not women. It's not women that we should hate. What we instead should hate are two things. The first thing is all the retards that say, haha, just be yourself, there is someone out there that will like you for who you are. I have made a video where I explained why this is such BS and so problematic. Watch that video if you want to know more about that. But anyways, the second thing that you should hate, that is the real culprit here, is our autistic brains that basically resort to hating women even though there's no logical reason to hating women. Our retarded autistic brains that are like, oh, women are so horrible because they haven't told me that they think bad things about me, but they think bad things about me. But like, logically speaking, you yourself probably think bad things about people, but it doesn't mean you say it out loud because you don't want to hurt your feelings. But your stupid brain does not realize that. So it still thinks, oh my god, women, they think bad things about me. They think I am ugly. They think I am stupid. They think I am scary. But they don't want to tell me that because they don't want to hurt my feelings or whatever. And it's almost like our brains feel entitled to women being honest with us. I mean, with incels, they feel entitled to sleeping with women. I feel entitled to, well, my stupid autistic brain feels entitled to women being honest with me. So like, if women think, for example, that I am short, they must let me know that they think I am short. And if they don't do that, I hate them. So I have like this entitlement. I am entitled to women being honest with me about what they think. And I know that logically it is wrong. You cannot demand every woman out there to be honest with you because you probably are not an honest person yourself. But yet this stupid brain is still entitled, feels entitled to this honesty because this brain does not understand the logic behind why women and men are not always honest human beings. And that is why I have previously made a video where I stated that your autistic brain low-key deserves a lobotomy. It deserves to be lobotomized. And I must admit that sometimes, like even now and like, what is it called? Numera. How do you say numera? Recently? Nowadays. Yeah, nowadays. Sorry, English is not my first language. Nowadays, I still sometimes have thoughts where I think about like, holy crap, I really hate women. I really hate humanity. I really hate this world. I have moments where I have thoughts where I think, oh, women are so horrible because they are not being honest with me. Or women are so horrible because they waste my time. Oh, women are so horrible because they cannot give me actually good dating advice, which is why all this don't ask the fish how to get caught, ask the fisherman comes from. Oh, I hate women because they don't appreciate me for who I am. But then I realize that all those thoughts, all those hateful and misogynistic thoughts are being conceived by a brain that deserves a lobotomy. Now, if we look at incels that ended up being like mass shooters and all that, if we look at, for example, Elliot Rodger and Jake Davidson, like, the mistake that those guys did was they actually listened to what their retarded brain was thinking without ever questioning it, without ever going, wait a second, all those thoughts are coming from a fucking brain that deserves a fucking lobotomy. And here is a harsh reality that you have to accept as an autistic person. This is what those incels should have accepted. If they only had accepted this harsh reality, they would not have killed a bunch of people. Basically, what you have to accept is that your autistic brain will never learn. Your autistic brain will keep having those horrible, intrusive thoughts, because that's what they are. They are intrusive thoughts. Like, we don't want to think all this, oh, women are so horrible because they are not being honest. Oh, women are so horrible because they are wasting my time and not giving good dating advice. We don't want to think that. Yet our brains are so retarded that our brains think those thoughts. And our brains will never learn, no matter how much evidence goes against it that we are presented with. It doesn't matter how much evidence we see that goes against like what our brains think. Our brains will never learn. I have explained this more thoroughly in my other video where I talked about how, as an autistic person, your brain low-key deserves to be lobotomized. I have talked about how every time I forgot something, I was like, oh, I did not forget that thing, because if I had forgotten that thing, I would have remembered that I forgot that thing. But I don't remember forgetting that, so I did not forget that. And then I was presented with evidence. Like, there was this moment where I was speaking to some girls and I was like, oh, I cannot find my backpack. But I did not forget my backpack, because if I did forget my backpack, I would have remembered that I forgot my backpack. But I don't remember that I forgot my backpack, therefore I did not forget my backpack. And literally minutes later, my classmate approached me and was like, here, you forgot your backpack. And then when I was in uni, there was at least one time when I could not find my computer in my backpack, and my mother was like, did you forget your computer at uni? And I was like, no, I did not forget my computer, because if I had forgotten my computer, I would have remembered that I forgot my computer, but I don't remember forgetting it, therefore I did not forget it. And then I went back to uni or whatever, and my computer was literally there, so I had indeed forgotten. So my brain saw that I did forget the computer, that I did forget something, and yet I did not remember forgetting it. And despite that, nowadays, even nowadays, when I forget something, my brain is like, oh no, I did not forget that thing, because if I did forget that, I would have remembered that I forgot that, but I don't remember forgetting it, and therefore I did not forget that. And this is what I mean. Our brains never learn. Like, even when you see that you literally forgot something that you don't remember forgetting, your brain will just fucking keep thinking, oh, I did not forget that thing, because if I did forget that, I would have remembered that I forgot that thing, but I don't remember forgetting that, therefore I did not forget that. Like, every time, next time you forget something, you will literally think that, even if you have been shown, even if you have literally seen that your thoughts make no sense. And so the thing is, if you are watching this and you are currently like an incel and you are hating women, and you might say, I don't hate women. Hating women is thinking that women are, you feel, and being entitled to women being honest with you. This is fucking misogynistic. This is fucking incel. If you think like that, then you are not someone I am talking about. You probably never had problems with attracting the opposite gender. But if you are watching this and you have those thoughts where you hate women because women are not logical creatures and women don't make sense sometimes, like, the thing is, you will never fully learn to not hate women. Like, even in 50 years or so, you will still, your retarded brain will still think, holy crap, those women think bad things about me, but they don't want to tell me any of that, and they are fucking wasting my time! They should tell me all those horrible things about me if they truly think all those horrible things about me. And so you will forever have those thoughts. And therefore, if you want to have like a healthy outlook on life, and you want to be in a healthy relationship without hating the woman that you are with, you cannot get rid of those thoughts. Like, your brain will never learn to be less entitled or less misogynistic or whatever. And so the best thing you can do, and the pretty much the only thing you can do if you want to have a healthy relationship with a woman, that is to silence your brain. And so, how do you silence your brain? Well, you use your logical side of you to basically silence all those intrusive thoughts. Because your brain will never fucking learn. It will just keep thinking those thoughts. And so, for example, when your brain starts thinking, oh, I did not forget that thing, because if I had forgotten it, I would have remembered it. You should go, shut up! Shut up, intrusive thoughts! Shut up, voices in my head! And then the voices in your head will be like, okay, I'm sorry. You did not forget that thing, because if I did forget that thing, I would have remembered. Shut up! Okay, I'm sorry. And it will basically go like this. You will have like this internal conflict in your head, where you will go like, shut up! Okay. If women think I am ugly, they need to tell me, shut up! Okay. If women think I'm ugly, they should tell me, shut up! Okay. If women think I am ugly, they should tell me, shut up! Okay. If women think I'm ugly, they should tell me, shut up! Shut up, okay? Okay. If women... Okay, maybe not. Hopefully you don't go this far. But the reason why your brain will have those intrusive thoughts is because your brain is autistic. Like, your brain literally has disconnections in there. Your brain is literally disabled. And that is why your brain is your brain is fucking stupid. You should not listen to your stupid brain. I have explained it more thoroughly in the video where I talk about how your autistic brain deserves to be lobotomized. But basically, autistic people have very rigid worldviews. You can think of that like stereotypical autistic kid that always needs things to be in a specific way, and if things are different, then this child has like this meltdown and goes like, ah! This is you, albeit not to the same degree. You probably don't go because you don't have like a deep autism. You probably only have like a level 1 autism or high functioning autism, but you have autism nonetheless. And so your brain still has those like very rigid worldviews. Like, oh, women need to tell me that they think bad things about me if they think bad things about me. Like all this entitlement. Oh, women need to give me good dating advice. Oh, women need to appreciate me for who I am. Even this incel shit. Women must have sex with me because I'm such a nice guy. Like all those entitled thoughts. It's not necessarily because you're some fucking narcissist that deserves to burn in hell. It's because you are autistic. It's because you have fucking rigid worldviews and your brain never learns. And it's your brain that deserves to burn in hell, not you, okay? And so if you want to have a healthy relationship with a woman, you need to stop listening to your brain, because your brain will never learn. Your brain will just keep having those entitled thoughts that do not make sense. And if you listen to your stupid brain and you act on the thoughts, you act upon the thoughts that your retarded brain conceives, you will end up like Elliot Rodger or Jake Davidson. If you instead want to have a healthy and loving life, you need to mute your brain. You need to be like, shut up, voices in my head. Shut up, stupid brain. You are fucking autistic. You have fucking disconnections in there. I'm not gonna listen to you.
Вижу твой взгляд, стелю на горят. Мог тебя взять, но ты не моя.